that okay, I've met this. Let's say if I met this wonderful young lady, and I want to take her out on the first date. What are some places that I should avoid taking her on the first date?
Well, that's an easy question. Well, I would say that to avoid. Don't go to an intimate setting. That's too fast. Too quickly. I think that'll scare her a little bit. Somewhere where it's really,
So not a hotel. Don't take her to
definitely not a hotel.
Let me write that down. Okay.
Definitely not a hotel. I would say something like, maybe anything. Maybe something like a breakfast setting or something out to eat. Something out to eat, like hey, I'm going to be cheap. Burger King, who cares? It's the first date. Who cares? It's good burgers, you know what I mean? Just something, maybe a picnic or something out at the beach, sure, where there's other people around. So it's not so...
If you guys are having breakfast together, that means the date went very well.
Yeah, Waffle House. For my first date, I think I went to Waffle House. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Waffle House.
It's a wonderful place to eat. Yeah.
I'm going to say the reason why we're going to Waffle House, because Meosha Bean says...
Yeah, take a girl to the Waffle House on your first date. Yeah, that'll be the last one.
Go right to Roscoe's if you really want to test it.
All right, PK, what you got?
Now I'm a little torn because I have one question I really want to ask, but at the risk of someone probably listening to the show right now, I better not. But I'll ask that off the mic. But the safe question would probably be this. Now, same setup. You meet someone, and of course you're obviously getting to know them throughout time. But on a 1 to 10 scale, how important would you say it is to really be with someone just for the fact that you have a great deal of things in common versus having like 50-50 or just a polar opposite?
So you're saying is it important that you guys have a lot in common versus?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very important to have a lot in common because then, well, then again, love is different for different people. It works differently. Something that works for me may not work for you or others. You know what I mean? I think it depends on your personality and how, how you are. So for me, I would say that the more that we have in common, it doesn't really work out. You know what I mean? It's always the opposite for me. It's that the person if we don't really have that much in common, it really seems like it works for some reason, strangely.
So guys, if you are trying to get next to Meosha, don't have anything in common with her. Read her bio and be like everything else. All right, Ramsey.
I'm gonna. I really don't have any relationship questions. Yeah, But I'm gonna see if I can help you single guys out. Give us one misconception that guys have that about women that we really just don't ever get right. I had one in mind, but I'm gonna be nice. Well,
what was your one?
You wanted me to tell you the one I was thinking about?
Yeah.
Satisfaction when it comes to sex.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that is for some women. Yeah, I think that definitely. Yeah. You're right in a way.
Look at her, she's blushing. Leave it to Ramsey to make our guests blush. All right. Question from the audience, and we're gonna wrap it up in a minute. Warlord says, "Is it okay to use your date in a slasher movie on the first date?"
You're free. Well.
On the first date? That is hilarious. Sure.
Well, Mommy, how did you and Daddy meet?
During the final act.
He was looking for someone to kill, so.
Actually, I have one that what men find like that misconception. I think that men have that I don't know if it's. I think it can go either way. I think a lot of women think that women only date a guy if he has money.
Well, now we know that's true.
Well, look, look, that goes either way. I think that, I think that it goes either way. But for me, I don't know. I think it's if you both have at least a decent job and you guys can pay the bills. You know what I mean? That's good. It doesn't have to be the richest guy on earth, but where you can live comfortably.
We need thousands more of Meoshas. You need to clone yourself. That's very sweet.
I would clone myself, sure. If there's ever, sure, why not? I'm just kidding.
Okay. All right, the last question, just so we can wrap it up, is, okay, so what's the last bit of advice you want to give a guy who, let's say, is starting a relationship, it's a new relationship, and he wants it to go well? What's the best advice you can give this guy?
Well, all I can say is to be yourself.
Oh my God, that ain't gonna last long at all.
What if you're not that cool?
You gotta be real. You gotta be real. I think that, I'm definitely real. I think on my first date, not first date, a couple dates I went on, I was so real that I was licking my fingers. They're like, whoa, really? I'm like, I'm sorry. What, I can't lick my fingers? It's really good. You know what I mean?
Wait. You went on a date with a guy and you licked your finger and he was surprised?
Yeah, he was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm sorry, it was just right on my fingertip, but it was just, hey.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, come on now, you go to KFC. I think I just find it hard to believe that Meosha can't get away with licking her fingers on a date. What's wrong with that guy?
I'm like, what's the problem, dude? I'd be like, well, okay. You move on.
Next.
Real quick, Ivan says, when I was single, women found out I was a mailman. They said, cha-ching. I like Ivan. He always delivers. All right. Thank you so much, Meosha.
No problem. Thank you.
We'll be looking out for everything that you're putting out. Where's the best way to find out all your new projects?
Well, my website is one. Facebook is another, which is my fan page. It's m.v.bfilms. Facebook, www.facebook.com/m.v.bfilms, or YouTube, which is Meosha being one, which is really the best way.
Pretty much, if you Google Meosha Bean, you will see all of her wonderful, wonderful works. And she's someone who, is getting extremely good by the second. I mean, and it's so great. That's one thing I love about the YouTubes and whatnot, is you get to see the progression of someone's work. And, you're really, really coming into your own, and we're very proud of you. We feel like you've got the spotlight mojo. Once you come on the spotlight, right? You get mojo. Well, not everybody, but we won't talk about those people. So once again, thank you so much, and I think you're gonna. If you guys want to check her out, go to m.v.bfilms production. blogspot.com or Facebook, actress Meosha Bean. And I'd like to thank, of course, PK, who's winding down on his last, you have 3 more episodes after this?
Man, we don't have to keep mentioning that.
Hey, I'm going to have actually a countdown clock to the end. The end of him on the show, not the end of him.
I feel like I'm losing one of my big brothers, man.
I know, right? Hey, there might be some tears on that one, right?
Now, after episode 99, we're going to go kidnap him.
Right. It'd be like Misery, right? Keep him.
Put him in the basement and only drop a mic when it's time to do the show.
At least I got a warning. Dang.
Right.
I hear something wrong shifting on the rooftop in the backyard, and I'm ready.
And of course, thank you, Ramsey, and also the Monk. Of course, thank you for producing the show. Next week, we're going to have our discussion, I promise, about how to promote your films. And we'll see you next week on the Spotlight.
Y'all
have a good week.